What you doing? Hi guys, welcome back to Heritage Homestead. Some of you might recognize where we are right now. We are at my parents' house because it's corn day. If you're new here, there's a couple days a year when my family gathers to do a big food preservation day together. Corn Day is actually one of the very first videos I shared with you, and this is now the third Corn Day that I'm sharing. So I'm feeling the passage of time, especially as I watch my kids get older and get more confident at helping out on this day. 2 corn days ago, I was pregnant with my baby girl, and now she's a very busy toddler and is getting into everything and wants to be part of everything in this day. It's really good to be here with my parents, preserving our corn. My area in central Pennsylvania has a lot of small family farms and also has a lot of produce auctions where farmers can go and auction off bulk lots of produce. So yesterday my dad went to the auction and bought a skid load of corn and put it into a big cooler, and we're preserving it today.
I'm excited to watch. We're using this.
You're excited to wash the corn. Oh!
We put it in this one.
Every year my dad rents a desilking machine for the corn. Of course, it's perfectly possible to preserve corn without this machine. Most people do. But when we're working with this quantity, it's really nice. You just put a cob in one end and it passes through a series of bristles and water and comes out clean. My kids love operating this, and this has become their job each year. Over the years, my parents have accumulated several large pots that we'll use to blanch the corn. One of them has this basket that my dad's loading, which is really convenient for being able to move around a batch of corn. But the other large pots don't have something like that, so we found, or my parents have found, that using a clean pillowcase with a few holes cut in it for drainage works really well for being able to move around a batch of corn. I'm sure there are products you could buy, like a mesh bag that could go in and out of the pot, but this works well, and it's cotton, so we don't worry about any toxins or anything on it. This has been a good system.
I'm going pretty fast on my own. I want to keep it going. You have to go so fast, Jamie. I put one of those in.
What's this?
Ooh.
Oh, actually cut out worms.
Oh! Like, did somebody get hungry?
Ooh.
After boiling for 3 minutes, the corn's ready to be cooled off to stop the cooking process. Typically, blanched vegetables would go right into an ice bath, but my parents found that when they put all of this corn directly into an ice bath, they were just making ice runs all day. So my dad devised a 3-tub system where the corn passes through 2 tubs of water before it gets to the ice. That way, by the time it hits the ice, it's cooled down a little bit and it isn't just melting through pounds and pounds and pounds of ice.
I'll go to school.
Hee hee. Hee hee. Once the corn is cooled, it's ready to be cut from the cob. This little tool is definitely worth the purchase for this task. A knife works fine for cutting the corn from the cob, but this tool is shaped just right to hug the cob, so it can easily pull strips of kernels off. In the past, we've bagged all the corn to be frozen, but this year I'd like to can some corn in addition to freezing some. I found last year that there were times that I just wanted to be able to have corn right away. Sometimes it's something I only spontaneously thought of using, and it wasn't helpful to have frozen corn. So corn is a low acid food. It needs to be pressure canned. I have 2 Nesco electric canners and my mom has 1, so I figured I'd combine them. That way I could can 12 quarts, and then I'll still freeze, I think, about 16 quarts. I won't share a step-by-step guide to using the Nesco canner here because I've done that in many other videos. But if you are curious about the process of using this canner, you can check out the guide linked above. I will say that using an electric canner for me has just made pressure canning so accessible. It's not complicated to learn and it's a little more hands-off. I had to stay with the canners for about the first 15 minutes after I put these jars in, and then once it displayed the processing time and began its countdown, I was able to leave them alone and go back outside and continue working. I'm just adding a teaspoon of salt here. You can add a teaspoon of salt to quarts or a half teaspoon to pints. The salt is optional, but I find that when I'm pressure canning something starchy, like corn or potatoes or dry beans, it tastes better when I salt it before canning rather than salting the food afterwards. It seems like salting before canning allows the salt to penetrate the starch and flavor the whole thing. I'm also just a big fan of salt, so you can take or leave it when it comes to that advice, but I love it. Let me get this started canning, and then I can do that for you.
Grandma has her big card on.
Yes, you must love it.
Yeah.
Quarts canned for 85 minutes. If you're canning pints, the processing time is 55 minutes. Now that the canners are doing their thing, I can go back outside and bag the corn that I want to put into the freezer. I'm always weighing the benefits of freezing versus canning. For corn, the texture and flavor are a bit better when they're frozen, so I'll use these frozen bags for things like maybe a corn dip or any kind of side that might have corn in it, or sometimes we add corn to our taco bowls, but I'll probably use the canned corn for soups. I won't notice the difference in the texture and flavor as much in a soup, and it'll be really nice to just be able to open up a can and dump it into soup and have it ready to go.
Shows how it works. Yeah.
It's a little after noon by the time we finish cleanup, so it's been a full morning and we're ready to relax, enjoy some lunch, and rest a bit.
There we go. There we go.
I've said this before, but it's worth repeating. One of the challenges that we've found in this lifestyle of growing and raising food is that it can become really isolating. So much of the work that I need to do is at home. The animals are at home, the garden's at home, all the food preservation needs to be done at home. So I'm always looking for ways to make this life a little more social. And big food preservation days as a family is perfect for that. I don't know if that's what my parents had in mind or if they were just helping us all out, but I'm really glad that we gather and that sometimes we just do this work together. I wish you well in the week ahead, and I can't wait to share more with you next week. Bye.